So I missed these because they didn't really happen in combat, and so I didn't really associate them with going down. But back in the swamps on episode 41, Astarion went down a few times, and I wanted to make sure the counts were correct. So here are the correct counts, and now I will return you to your regularly scheduled programming. Thank you for watching. Hello everyone. Welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3 5th edition. Last time, we spent 5 spell slots coming from this cliff top to this cliff side and jumping over this chasm. And now with our only return route being Featherfall jumping back down to the swamp, it stands to reason that our only way forward is forward into the goblin camp. So let's get out of turn-based order. We still have jump for a minute, but I don't anticipate doing lots of big leaps and bounds in the moments ahead. Let's have the whole party on their best behavior, and Astarion, if you could please take point. So, I don't know what's exactly at the end of this passageway, but I'm presuming this is going to be a more convenient way in for us than the front gate. But I don't really know if this is going to be a sneak around, do our objective like we were never here and escape kind of thing, or whether it's all going to turn to hell very shortly. What I do know is that cobwebs call spiders when you step in them sometimes. So, Gale, how about you equip the torch you keep on you because you're a human. And we'll have everybody else step away. In fact, what am I doing? You have magic. That's much easier. Alright, what did you have equipped instead of that? Staff of Crones, that's it. We'll let that burn out for a few moments, and then we can safely move across this ash. Also means that if we need to flee, we can run through here much more quickly. Before we separate the party any at all, Astarion, please give Gale the other scroll of Featherfall that we have, just in case he needs to use it so that we can escape later. And let's start ever so gently pressing on. Now, oh, okay, that's great. There was something to be perceived, and we all missed it. Wow. Andrew, you want to take a shot at it?
Beware. This place is trapped.
Thank you. Somebody saw it. Astarion, please disarm this. Wow, and we don't have any inspiration points. Alright, we're all on fire, but our cover hasn't been blown. Oh boy, the tension is too much. And I assume Gale saw another trap just on the right here somewhere. If we ever so gently step forward. Yep, that'll do it. Okay, so we're slowly being injured one trap at a time. The goblins inside aren't hostile to us yet. There sure are plenty of them. There's this track along the left that doesn't seem terribly fortified, although we can't really see how many creatures are further along the way. Or to the right, just here, gets you back to the bridge, which we didn't use in the first place. So let's hop over this chasm here. And we'll try and stay along the periphery for as long as we can. Okay, we're all over. Okay. Maybe we'll just try and avoid them. Because if that goes off, I'm sure we're going to draw negative attention to ourselves.
This thing even work?
Well, this is going to go real smoothly, isn't it? Honestly, I'm not really even sure I have a game plan for if we get caught, and by if I mean when. But let's cast Pass Without Trace, and we'll get +10 to all of our stealth checks. Is that for the whole party, or just for one person? It's for the party. Okay, it's an aura. And I think we are concentrating on it, but it doesn't have a limited amount of time. Man, this place goes on and on, doesn't it? There are 2 people here. Have we left the others behind? How did we leave the others behind?
What about the priestess?
Why the hell not? It's a priestess! Blessed be to God!
Part of me wants to think, could Astarion start picking them off with a bow in such a way that we don't get seen at all? But I think that is too ambitious. There are 2 cases of fire wine there, but I really don't know how triggering any kind of explosion might impact initiative being rolled and just a fight for our lives going through this entire camp, which doesn't seem ideal.
Drow? You got it. Bless you, Beaver Drow!
Tush, tush.
Is this a terrible idea? Seems like a terrible idea. But I'm not sure how we're going to get by otherwise, because we can get to here, but we can't get past this wagon. Andrew could possibly burrow underneath and come out the other side. That's a plausible option. Could turn into a cat. Did Gale ever take Find Familiar? Did not.
Blessed be.
I'm just really floundering now. A decision's going to have to be made at some point, but... Shadowheart is concentrating. Alright, let's channel our inner role player here. Disguise self. Male drow, female halfling, male halfling, female half-elf, male half-elf, female elf, male elf, female dwarf, female githyanki, male githyanki, female human, female drow, male human, female tiefling, male tiefling. So, no goblin or bugbear options. I guess a male drow.
Mutandis.
And let's just take a walk. Our companions are safe. We know that they have been known to speak with drow around here.
What about the priestess?
Did that work? I think that worked. Remains until fully rested. Okay, we might have some freedom of access here. Mountain Pass. Is this going to be out of game because it's not in the pre-release yet? The region you're trying to reach is not yet available in early access. There's more for you to explore elsewhere though, so gather your party and adventure forth. Okay. Well, that is interesting to know. I've never seen that before. It just seemed kind of at the limits of where we've been. I don't know where this is, but this is certainly the furthest west I've ever gone. The formal camp seems so far north of here, but we can keep exploring as our drow self. The question becomes, would they care if we weren't a drow? Or did I just pick luckily because I know that drow have been colluding with the goblins? We could try and strike up a conversation, though I don't really fancy it. There's the main gates. Okay.
As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
So we have a drow roll. That's interesting. We can use our illithid powers, but I'd rather hold on for those for a really important moment if we have to. So let's try a drow. That's gone spectacularly. So we've been told to enjoy the party. Do we just have carte blanche now to exist in these parts? Let's take some alcohol with us on the off chance that somebody asks us for a drink or says, how can you possibly be at a party without any booze? There's a cliff over here and some knotted roots. Ah, that's the bridge. So if we could have snuck down along this cliffside and gotten to here. A skeleton that clearly didn't quite make it this far. If we had to, we might be able to make this hop over to the other side of the river. There's a pass underneath, although this doesn't look like it leads anywhere. But since we seem to currently be passing along quite safely. Let's mingle, I guess.
Sounds like they've captured themselves a bard.
A captured bard, eh? Man, I feel so out of place. Curious. Man, there's like, look at that map. How many goblins is that? I think the correct answer is an unsettling amount. If we get caught here, if we get caught out, oh boy, am I not ready for it. We do have a potion of invisibility if we need to suddenly make ourselves disappear. And that tower isn't loading. God, there's so many people having conversations. An ancient rune circle. Theoretically, we could get back to camp if we really had to. I don't know if that would bring us more trouble than we want. But it is there. This looks like an old shrine to saloon, perhaps? Halcyon might be around here somewhere. And this ladder
I'm shooting arrows at this dwarf. It's
takes us back upwards to the other side of the cliff, which is where I thought we might be able to enter from otherwise, but said our heroes wouldn't know about this space to do so, which is kind of metagamey.
they got some shit in Magicka.
So these guys are having beef. I'm just wondering if there's like loads of side quests here if you choose to help these guys rather than hinder them, you know? And obviously the rest of the party is still just cowering by Pass Without Trace.
I figured I'd give him to the Drow. Keep the absolute.
Okay, we can't make that. I don't think we can jump up here, can we? That's too high.
Then he turned.
We didn't bring Andrew with us, with his now infamous jump spell.
Doesn't make any sense.
People up on top of the building there. I'm hoping that these bugbear don't suspect us more than the goblins do. It seems that now that we have permission to be here, we can just be here. Heavy oak doors and guard Gurgon, slightly drunk. Well, something's going on behind the oak doors, that's plain enough to see.
Sing the saucy one about the bugbear and the ogre.
The bugbear and the ogre, the ones we murdered.
Breathe like any other chicken, don't it? Let's just bloody play.
I'd like to have a conversation with the bard, but it might blow our cover. There's another statue. Definitely don't think we could have done all this on stealth checks alone. Alright, so nothing going on over here. Well, in this strange moment of solitude, right in the far depths of the goblin camp, we're going to take a moment to breathe here and you can join me next time where we'll carry on poking around and see if there isn't some kind of instigation we can set off without hopefully getting all of us murdered immediately. Thank you for coming on this journey with me. I hope you're having a great time, and I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.